Blue Lock's Neo Egoist League has finally come to an end, with every player evolving and unlocking their true ego, which obviously means that the 40 golds in this arc are next level compared to early Blue Lock. We're talking about golds that barely make any sense and break the law of physics, like, you know, taking a free kick mid-air, or even faking 5 times in a row then scoring a goal which is so good that it cannot be reproduced. So there's no better time to rank all golds and decide who had the best one. My ranking will depend on a few things. Number 1, how technically difficult was the finish? So how hard would it be to pull off the goal in real life? Number 2, what was the build up to the goal? Was it luck that fell to the goal scorer, or was it the build up also something very incredible? And number 3, what would be the perception of the goal to the public viewer? For example, Isagi may be doing 4D chess in his mind, but we have to look at the facts from the outside perspective. If his end finish is mediocre or nothing special, we can't put it in S tier because it's not like we see Messi or Ronaldo's thought process in real life. The first goal in the Neo Egoist League actually comes from Bachira, who evolved his monster thanks to Lavinio, who has a similar playstyle to him. Bachira is actually the center of FC Barca, as he easily dribbles past 1, 2, then a beautiful pass to his teammate, who sets him up for an amazing finish with his B shot. This is kind of the baseline for goals in the Neo Egoist League, which is crazy to think about, because in the real world, this goal will be talked about for ages, but in Blue Lock, I'm gonna give this a B. However, Kaiser is the next one to score, setting the standard that Isagi needs to achieve. He uses incredible off-the-ball dribbling to dance in between the defenders, receiving the ball from Ness. He's so good that Isagi states that he's the embodiment of his perfect playstyle. Ness finally plays the ball to Kaiser, who holds off Bachira with ease, performing a perfect fake and then firing a shot so fast that he surpasses even Isagi's ideal form. This has everyone calling him a monster, and Isagi states how he's a true genius, which isn't true, but we'll talk about that later. This so-called Kaiser impact is the most powerful shot in all of world football, surpassing even the #1 striker Noel Noah, and is borderline perfect at embodying the Blue Lock ideal. So this is an easy A tier. The build up was incredible and the finish was something magical, but this still doesn't reach S tier, which should tell you guys how ridiculous the goals are about to get. Because in Blue Lock, one mistake can cost you everything. That's exactly how the internet works too. If you're not protected, hackers, trackers, and region locks are waiting to shut you down. That's why you need NordVPN to keep you one step ahead. In Blue Lock, being unpredictable and logical is key. If attackers try to score but you know their next move, you can shut down their play. The same goes for browsing. If your data is exposed, you're leaving yourself wide open. But with NordVPN's encrypted connection, you can browse freely without being tracked or blocked. Plus, if you're like Bachira and want to take on the world, NordVPN lets you access content from different countries. No more getting benched because a show isn't available in your region. Just switch your location and boom, you're back in the game. For example, I watched Naruto again on Netflix thanks to using VPN in the UK when I was in Dubai, because it was not available over there. Speed is everything, and NordVPN ensures you never get slowed down. No buffering, no lag, just ultra fast connection speeds like Chigiri tearing past defenders. So don't leave yourself exposed like a defender getting cooked by Rinatoshi. Grab NordVPN today at nordvpn.com/animeballs-deep to get an exclusive discount on a 2-year plan plus 4 extra months for free. On top of that, it's risk-free with with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no reason not to try it. Thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Click the link in the description and pin comment. Speaking of which, what about the true pros? The best players in the world that have the biggest egos. I mean, Kaiser is worth above 300 million, so of course he's gonna be way better than Blue Lock players at this point in the story. However, we get to see Levinho sub himself on, and that forces Noah to also join in to stop him. But even Noah can barely contain Levinho, and then he uses Isagi's involvement in their duel to his advantage and breezes past both of them with the space. He's the best at surprising his opponent as he dribbles past another two plays, then scoops the ball over the goalkeeper for an easy finish. So let me get this straight. He easily danced past 5 players in this attack and did it completely solo, unlike Bachira who needed a little help. This proves Levinho's goal is a higher caliber. I mean, we've seen the likes of Messi make similar runs in real life, but Levinho made it look more stylish and showed off, and pretty much making my decision easy by putting it in S tier. But the next goal in the Neo Egoist League is when Noah wants to prove himself, since Levinho just demonstrated how built different he is. And bro, he does not disappoint. Noah starts his attack by bursting forward with acceleration that we have never seen before, easily dashing past 2 defenders. He then traps the ball whilst holding off his opponent, then dribbles past him easily, making every decision perfectly, hence the name Machine Dribbling. Isagi, with his current vision, doesn't stand a chance at understanding Noah's next move. He's so good that just like Kaiser, Isagi can't imagine a play better than Noah. Think about it. Unlike Kaiser, it's not only one move like the Kaiser impact that Isagi can't read. It's every freaking decision. It's all too perfect and surpasses anything Isagi can ever imagine because the gap in skill is too high. Then, when Levinho and 2 other Barca players try to box him in, you'd think it was over, right? He's not gonna score. Well, no. He somehow keeps the ball and then shows his actual weapon, because it's not his dribbling, his logical brain, or his perfect body. It's his ability to use any leg with no drawback when Noah scores. I mean, guys, this was a Wayne Rooney level overhead kick whilst holding off other players. He did this with ease and makes it yet another S tier goal. So this meant Isagi has a lot to follow, but he's not close to reaching these guys yet, so he has to steal a ball meant for Ness to start his own attack. But because of his current weakness, he has to think of another way to defeat Kaiser. So he sets up Kunigami instead, who uses his lefty shot to fire it into the back of the net, winning the game and giving Isagi an assist, which gives him his first salary. This goal is quite average, and I mean, Isagi had to compromise his own goal and set up Kunigami for a decent finish at best, so I think this goal is a good candidate for the C tier. But the next goal we see is from Rin against the Ubers. Despite us not seeing most of the goals from the other games outside of Bastard München, we do see Rin scoring an absolute screamer from outside the box with insane curve that he's known for. This is an A tier goal, seeing as though his salary was #1 by the first round at 36 million, double what Isagi had received. But the next goal we see is in Boston München vs Manchester City. This time round, we get to see the entire build-up. Chigiri steals the ball from Kaiser of all people, then matches up against Isagi, easily sprinting past him and another Boston München player. Kunigami gets in the way, but Chigiri easily brushes past him with speed. He pretty much defies their logic and outpaces the entire team by choosing to go on the outside. However, he also showed the ability to instantly accelerate to full speed from no motion. Chigiri made some of the best progress out of all the players in Blue Lock. Outside of his raw speed, like bruh, a 44-degree shot is insane. There's also his other goal against FC Barca in chapter 295, and this time he linked up with Nagi and Rio to score the exact same goal. Both times he scored are crazy since it's outside the box, making this a very high A tier, since he not only devoured all the players, but finished it just as well. But since Chigiri just kind of embarrassed him, Kaiser has to get his payback with the next goal. His attack begins with Ness dancing past an opponent and performing a quick 1-2 with Kaiser. Then, for some reason, Kaiser runs directly forward before Ness sends him another perfect pass. Isagi didn't understand why he didn't go to open space, but instead charged at defenders. However, little did our MC know how precise and downright explosive Kaiser is. 5 players, including Rio and Chigiri, attempt to stop Kaiser, but bro makes an insane nutmeg, threading the needle perfectly through 5 people with the Kaiser impact, which by the way was 40 yards out. It beats the keeper, landing in the top corner. This goal was so good that it showed Isagi the true capabilities of Metavision, making this goal another A tier. However, for the next goal, Isagi reads the game perfectly, to the point where he stops Nagi's godlike trapping, which was thought to be unstoppable by the way. He teams up with Kurana and they start to dismantle Manshin City, getting past 1, 2, 3, 4 people before using Kunigami as bait to get into position. Everyone starts glazing Isagi because he just awakened Metavision completely. I mean, he even starts busting nuts, stating he's amazing to himself and thinks that he's a kami. Now in this euphoria, the goal takes 3 chapters to build up. He is nearly stopped by Kaiser, but somehow performs his own nutmeg and smashes his direct shot into the top corner, making this one of the best goals in all of Blue. Oh wait, what? Oh no! Kaiser did manage to make Isagi miss. Wait, oh my god, and he gets another assist, leading to this iconic panel of Isagi tweaking the out. But the main takeaway here is that, yeah, it may have been an assist, but what leads to a goal is just as, if not more important than the finish, and Isagi ran through the entire team here with Kurana. This is very close to S tier, but for now, we have to place it in A tier due to the finish not completely being bonkers. Unlike the next goal, people, which is definitely S tier as a genius awakens, Nagi and Rio begin dismantling Boston München, and this is despite Isagi recently awakening Metavision. They seem unstoppable, with teamwork that no one can hope to match, and it gets even more crazy. The entire team of Boston München can't do anything, and then when Nagi is about to score, Isagi and Kaiser stand in his way. Rio sends the pass anyway, which is inch perfect, and Nagi somehow fakes the ball 4 times in a row, and Isagi is powerless to stop him just watching. Even Kaiser can't do shit, and Nagi realizes how goated he is and scores possibly the best goal in the entire manga. This goal was actually so good that it dooms his progress as a striker, as he not only surpassed Isagi's vision, but as Ego states, when a player scores a goal that's too far beyond their own capabilities, it crushes them because they can never reach that level again, and the expectations from people are too high. Even when you take a look at the people in real life attempting this goal, it looks straight up impossible to do in an actual game. They're making this certified anime science, you know what I mean? Even people on Twitter within the Blue Lock world were losing their minds, calling Nagi the best in the world. So of course, this is S tier. I mean, if you score a goal that can ruin your career because it's too good to ever live up to, what else can I say? It has to go there. This problem even occurs in their final game between Manshine City vs Barcha. Nagi and Rio gave up on scoring goals altogether, where they fed Chigiri another B-tier goal for free, where he has scored 3 goals overall with his Panther weapon. Nagi and Rio want to increase their rankings to make the World Cup. That's their main objective, and they pretty much sold their souls to achieve it. However, in chapter 296, we clearly see an awakening occur within the both of them, unlocking their true ego, where they secure more goals together to survive. But someone that already has proven his worth is Bachara. In that same game, he does a rainbow flick between the defenders, dribbles past everyone, controls the ball perfectly, and then scores like nothing into the top corner. He pretty much replicated something Ronaldinho or Neymar would do. So let's give that another A tier. And another goal we get to see in this match is from Otoya of all people. Using his stealth weapon, he steals the ball away from Nagi and starts a counter-attack where a cross is sent in, and out of nowhere, Otoya does this insane volley, smashing it for his second goal in the Neo League. The technique to pull this off is crazy good, so I'm gonna give this B tier. But let's move back to the game between Manshine City and Boston München. But for the next goal, it occurs when Isagi leads the attack. It starts when he stops Nagi from scoring another super insane goal. However, our MC, he realizes that there is no path towards goal. That is, until his mentor and the guy that he idolizes, Noah, he chooses to partner up with him. Imagine your childhood idol deciding to set you up for a goal. That's like Ronaldo and Messi acknowledging you when no one else does. So as a result, the path towards the goal immediately becomes clear with Metavision. The aim is to destroy Kaiser, with it leading to Isagi even awakening his egocentrism, which is important to a player. But that's not all. When Kurana also joins in, Mansion City, they were cooked.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
They immediately get past 2 of the enemy team. Then Isagi and Noah defeat Chris Prince, moving even closer towards goal. Ness and Kaiser both try to stop Isagi, but he uses Kurana to dance past both of them. And then Noah helps him get past Kaiser yet again. The build up to the attack is so crazy that not even Chigiri or Nagi can do anything about it. Freaking Isagi's own teammate, Yukimiya, attempts to stop him, but it turns out this was all part of his plan, like he's freaking Aizen, as Isagi uses him as bait to get through on goal. Noah stops Chris again, and it seems as though Isagi is about to score his first goal in the Neo League, but Kaiser finally gets his own back, stopping Isagi. But just like he did against Rin, Isagi uses his back heel, but this time to resurrect the one he sunk into darkness. Yukimiya comes to life as Isagi tells Kaiser what a clown he is, and Yukimiya scores an insane sword screw shot, which even Rio's Metavision can't read. This is again another S tier. I mean, the teamwork was perfect from start to finish. Yukimiya's goal is one of the best, and it was inspired by Chris Prince. Now think about it, the ball is somehow spins into the ground so hard that it completely shifts the trajectory. This is pretty much impossible and kind of breaks the law of physics. You can do something similar in real life, but not to this extent and with this much power. So continuing their winning streak, Boston München face off against Ubers, and thanks to his training, Isagi finally gets his first goal in the Neo League. It begins with Isagi stopping an attack with ease, and in chapter 204, he had collapsed after the game and slept for 10 hours straight after overexerting Metavision. His whole body was aching, but he pushed on, and thanks to Isagi's further training, he can now keep up a lot more with his Metavision ability. So with his duo Kurana, they start dashing through Ubers, and Isagi's dribbling, it's on another level. We don't give it enough credit, as even and Yukimiya is completely outclassed. Then, using his footwork, he gets between both IQ and Nico, who are two of the best defenders in Blue Lock. He's finally set up, but Ness is there to stop him. And before he's denied from another goal, making it the third time, guess what? Isagi reveals his new weapon, his lefty direct shot, scoring his first goal in the Neo League. By the way, keep in mind, Isagi only had 5 days to train himself to be able to perform lefty shots. And given that it was an incomplete weapon, since IQ confirmed it's only 40% of his right foot, we can appreciate more how he was able to pull off this technique. Isagi basically stopped Uber's winning formula, as they are the best defensive team in the NEL because of their analytical and data analysis approach to the game. That didn't stop Isagi from performing incredible teamwork and then scoring with his weak foot. So this goes right at the top of B tier. However, as the game goes on, Isagi can't stop every attack of Uber's. I mean, they're known for their teamwork for a reason, as I said. Uber's display this with their next goal, showing their best chemistry from any team we have ever seen so far. Like even Bardo, he learns to pass since the team exists to give him the goals as their king. Like, remember when he had an existential crisis thinking about being a bum when Isagi forced him to pass? Anyway, in this match, he uses the defenders to block Gagamaru's view. Bardo scores with his predator eye before they even realize what happened. The finish is good, so is the teamwork, but we do see these types of goals in real life way too often, so it ranks in the C tier for me. But Bardo isn't done yet. He'll have much better goals soon, trust me, as you continue watching the video. Now, as the game goes on, the next goal comes from Bastard München in retaliation. Everyone is battling for the ball and multiple new Metavision users awaken, but whilst everyone is scrambling, Michael Kaiser appears out of nowhere. He finally shook off Lorenzo, dribbling past Sendo, and then Ryu attempts to body block him. Kaiser ends up in the air with no way to score, or that's what the manga and everyone wants you to think, because my goal uses the Kaiser impact and predator eye mid-air to see the direction of goal, scoring an insane ricocheting bicycle kick which rifles off the floor and into the net. Again, Kaiser seems to score the best goals, man. I'm not even trying to be biased because he's one of my favorite characters. The dude just replicated Noah's overhead kick on top of using a similar mechanism as Yukimiya's sword screw. This goal is better than what Bellingham did in the Euros for England. The finish is just too insane to go anywhere but S tier. But remember when I said Bardo would be scoring much better goals? Well, the next one is made by the king himself. Uber start attacking again with Snuffy's design. With him calling the shots, the squad basically morphed into a all-out offensive beast, stacking all their star players up front. Meanwhile, Snuffy swoops in to fill any gaps on the field, and he is the ultimate support of the team. But when their go-to game plan started flopping due to Isagi's metavision, they can't break through. However, Bardo, he stepped up like a Chad, like a true king. He took the lead, farming all the aura, motivating the team to grind harder so they could feed him scoring opportunities. And thanks to all the plays that they drilled into their heads, whipping up a on-the-fly strategy was a breeze. Bardo, like a captain, fired everybody up, cranking their teamwork to the next level, resulting in his ego awakening, and bro even rainbow flicks Ness. But before you think he's reverted back to how he was, he passes to IQ, by the way, wanting to use the team as his limbs. This isn't the same teamwork as before. He's literally devouring them for his own goal. He starts to surpass Snuffy with the team that he created, and then Bardo is about to score, both Isagi and Kaiser stand in his way. Now, despite seeming to have no way out, Bardo takes the shot using his predator eye to go between both both Isagi and Kaiser's legs, pulling off a double nutmeg. Then Snuffy blocks Noah, so he can't block the shot, as Bottle scores, equaling the game to 2-2. Now this is very close to S tier. The only reason it isn't is because the finish isn't quite good enough, so I'm putting it at the top of A tier. But during this, Isagi is really struggling because of Uber's defense. They not only have Lorenzo, who's one of the best defenders since he is part of the New World 11 with Sai Itoshi. However, on top of that, Nico and Aiku have now awakened Metavision. As a result, Isagi basically forces Noah to sub on Hiyori, so he can fully synchronize with someone who has the same vision as him. But after failing twice already, and even Hiyori trying to take the glory for himself, Isagi finally figures out how to break through Uber's defense. He tells Hiyori to act on reflex, and without thinking, they need to sync up. As a result, this gives the defenders no chance of time to think logically on what they are about to do. Hiyori and Isagi break past Lorenzo and Nico easily, with others stating that Hiyori is just too good. But as they continue to push forward, Isagi stops and stares right at him. Hiyori realizes the pass that Isagi wants, a pass to the only blind spot on the field. But it sounds completely insane to do, right? Well, Hiyori moves past Bottle, Nico, and Isagi makes his move without even looking at him, whilst everyone is puzzled on what's going on. Hiyori also had no idea where Isagi was, but just played the ball into the perfect position. And of course, Isagi is waiting. This is only possible due to their metavision seeing the pitch from an outside perspective, and because Isagi was the only one who believed in Hiyori in that moment, hence why Kaiser, for example, couldn't see this coming. Well, in truth, no one could, because it's close to impossible. Even Lorenzo states how this goal surpasses any sort of perfect design they had thought of, making this one of the best goals in all of Blue Lock. Like, imagine watching this on TV. This guy just randomly kicks the ball into no man's land without even looking up, and another player is somehow there for a perfect finish. So I'm gonna put this in S tier. But yes, you heard that right. Himsagi came in clutch yet again and won the game for Boston Munchen. So it's time to cut back to his rival and the best player in Blue Lock, Itoshi Rin. PXG are facing Manchurian City and are ahead 2-1. Now we don't see much of this goal from Rin, but we do see him body Nagi and pull off an insane trap, with Nagi stating how everything about Rin is perfect and his stats are beyond comprehension, as Rin scores another long range shot into the corner. Now I'd love to put this into A tier, hell it probably is, but we simply don't see enough, so it does have to go into the B tier because this finish was just absolutely absurd. However, Rin ain't done annihilating other teams yet. No, as he next faces FC Barca. Using his teammates, Rin easily gets past the Barca team. He nails a direct shot from outside the box with more curve than we've ever seen from him, with Isagi stating that with this curve, Rin's options have increased dramatically. This goal was crazy, from the incredible assist from Charles to Rin's finish from outside the box. So Rin does get his first A tier goal over here. But surprisingly, Rin isn't the only genius playing for PXG, because Shidou is also a monster. PXG play a very counter-attacking style of football, but when Charles sends a weird pass that's curving and fast in pace, everyone thinks that the play is over. But this was planned, as Shidou scores an insane left-footed shot into the top corner. This volley finish alone almost puts it in S tier for me. I mean, this should be impossible, but Shidou makes it actually possible. That's how cracked he is. So essentially, Shidou matched Rin, and PXG really demonstrated their two different styles of football as they created two different systems with them in play. Now, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. The next goal in the Neo League, it was ass. Barlow does manage to get past 2 of Manshin City's defenders, but then Chigiri blocks his shot and it falls to Sendo, who scores a tap-in with his head. Easily the most mid goal in all of the Neo League so far, so yeah, that's our first detail. Okay, wait, scratch that. This goal might be worse. We don't even see a build-up. Just Shidou scoring an even closer tap-in with his head like Sendo. The manga did Shidou dirty this entire arc. As a fan of his character, he should have got way more development and limelight. So again, editor, throw this in the bottom of detail right now.
Over, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man!
However, the next match is between the 2 undefeated teams in the NEL. So whoever wins will be the champions. So needless to say, tensions are really high.
You got your rapist homo thug black balls over there.
What the hell are you talking about?
But the first goal starts when Karisu pushes forward in front of Hiyori, then sends a backheel pass to Charles, who does exactly what Hiyori and Isagi did for their no-look insane goal. He sends it through pure instinct to the best spot on the field, where Shidou is waiting. Then Shidou finishes like Van Persie with an incredible diving header. This is S-tier, a no-look copying Isagi, the incredible technique of the header alone to direct and control it, the pass being perfect. It has everything. Like Van Persie's goal made it into the FIFA Awards final for the best goal in the 2014 World Cup. So I'm just gonna say this S-tier is justified. However, our MC, Isagi, he's like, bruh, I ain't done trying to prove I'm the best. As the next goal comes from Hiyori stealing the ball from Charles, being the first one to read his contrarian playstyle. This starts the counter-attack, where bro sends a pass without looking at Isagi again, but this time between 3 people. This is the definition of threading the needle. Then Isagi uses the favor that Kunigami owes him from before and moves out of position, so Kunigami can send him the final pass. But before he can finish, both his arch rivals appear. Kaiser and Rin are there to stop him, but Isagi pulls off a brand new move, his 2-gun volley. He's America up in this bitch. He's got the gats out. Like, bruh, Isagi fakes kicking with his left and then rifles the ball into the back of the net with his right while still in mid-air. Basically a scissor kick. Now, if you are having trouble visualizing it, it's basically when Di Canio scored for West Ham in the Premier League. This is Isagi's best goal in the Neo League. He surpassed both his rivals and came up with a new attack that could propel him to the top of the world. The technique and spur of the moment thinking to counter the pressure is crazy. He's almost outside of the box. Not only that though, he and Hiyori replicated their older goal but with an even better finish, putting this firmly in S tier. Now at this point of the game, Kaiser is put on the back foot in his battle with Isagi to be the king of the team, right? His new shot he trained for fails over and over again. And to make things worse, Noah switches the team into an Isagi-centric one, so Kaiser is left scrambling. But evolution only happens in adversity, so Kaiser begins to awaken his true ego and becomes Zero, sacrificing all of his pride to make sure he beats Isagi. Kaiser uses the weaknesses in Isagi's teammates to push forward, but the ball eventually falls to Kyoda Jin, who tends to choose the underdog, who at this point in the story is Kaiser. The ball takes a backspin and stops dead, just like it did during Kaiser's training. So he uses his new weapon, Kaiser Impact Magnus, which has some of the most insane curve we've ever seen. We're talking about Roberto Carlos versus France in the World Cup level here. That's how crazy it was in 1997. Like, watching that goal over and over again, it still makes you bust a nut. But given that Kaiser's impact, it's already better than Noel Noah, the #1 player. It's the one thing that he has that surpasses him in specs. Yet Michael, he has improved it even more. We get to see why my guy got that 320 million bid from Real Madrid. This time, he utilizes the wind to make the ball even more powerful and have more spin. And to be honest, this might be the greatest shot in Blue Lock history. Even Twitter is out here saying it's the best goal in the Neo League. And the glazing doesn't stop, as Lorenzo states that Kaiser should actually be worth 500 million. This goal is almost as good as Nagi's, and this is Kaiser's last goal in the league. But like I said, I'm not saying this because he's my favorite character. He has definitely scored the best goals. All of his goals are either S or A, so he's the GOAT. But you may be wondering, ABD, where the hell is Rin in all of this? I mean, he's supposed to be worth 240 million by the end of this arc, right? Being joint first with Isagi. Well, because of Isagi and Kaiser both awakening even more than before, it forces Rin to go into his flow state, wagging his tongue around like a freak. His movements are perfect along with his teamwork. But right before he scores, after this crazy move that shocks even Kaiser, he stops. He stops in the middle of the match because guess what? It isn't good enough to surpass his brother Itoshi Sai, and he wants to farm more aura. He wants to score an S tier goal, not a D tier goal. So because it wasn't good enough, Rin passes back to Charles to restart. This is such a crazy move that both Noah and Loki state how if he tried this shit in a real game, he would have been banned for life. Eventually, Isagi can't keep up in the slightest. Rin's moves are completely incomprehensible to him as Rin plays football with his life on the line. Isagi is bodied by Rin. Then Charles sends a beautiful Rabona pass to Rin, who ordered him to do so. And when Isagi finally stands in his way, Rin somehow, this is insane, he does a free kick mid-air, people, scoring one of the dumbest but also the best goals in Blue Lock. This goal is exactly what I meant by breaking the laws of physics, by the way. How the hell did Rin find the balance to hold off Isagi and somehow create a free kick mid-air? His technique, all his stats must be 99. So yeah, it's an S tier goal. Rin not only surpassed his brother in his moment matching his skill, but used his entire team to his advantage. Now, because of both Rin and Loki being complete monsters, Isagi finally realizes and gets another puzzle piece where he learns about the types of ego. He isn't a genius, he's a talented learner. So after stopping Loki's plan and defeating Rin, Isagi leads Bastard München to their next attack. Well, technically, Kaiser is the one who intercepts Rin, but you get what I mean. Because Isagi chose to make a devil's contract and team up with Kaiser to surpass the greater threat. The entire team works together and is better than ever due to Isagi inspiring them. They all admit that Isagi is the heart of the team. Where PXG starts glazing them too, where the enemy is glazing you, you know something's up. They say, these guys are completely destroying us, their teamwork is too OP. Now thanks to our MC, he starts seeing himself as a pawn and he's willing to sell his soul to score. He gains the advantage against Kaiser in their bout to score because of this, as once the ball falls to Ness, who Kaiser already forsake to awaken his true ego, he is unable to change and adapt to his new self. Isagi never had this thought though. He forced Ness to evolve and get rid of his slave mentality to serve the king of Kaiser. So Ness, in this moment to create magic, he sends the perfect pass, but Kaiser stopped believing in him. So the only one through on goal is the egoist that surpasses them all, Isagi Yuichi. No one else thought anything of Ness and expected nothing, and because of this, Isagi scores his direct shot, becoming the Demon King of Blue Lock, devouring everything and calling Kaiser a clown like he always wanted. Now this goal actually isn't anything insane from the outside view, but in the story term perspective with everything that built it up, obviously it's an S tier in terms of writing, but objectively, just looking at the goal itself, it falls into the B tier, or you know, if you want to glaze Isagi, it's an A tier. But with this goal, Isagi ranks joint first with Rin in the #1 spot, and he's the ideal candidate to have the strongest ego that Jinpachi had planned. Now to enjoy more peak fiction about Blue Lock, and you want to learn everything about Isagi calling Kaiser a clown and dethroning him, where I explain the entire Neo Egoist League, watch this video on your screen right now.